I'm Deva Hernandez, and I am the course assistant. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about folk and national dance. So, what do you think about when you hear the word folk? Perhaps you are considering the people, the everyday people, the average people, people like you and me. So keep that in mind as we talk about folk and national dances. Folk and national dances are about the people, they're about the everyday people in comparison to court and classical dances that we talked about last week, which are related more to the elite class or related to a style of dance where you have to go to a specific school to study them and learn them. Folk and national dances are for everyday people, and that is what our module is this week. I'd like for you to consider a trip perhaps that you've taken somewhere, and maybe you've done some research before you went on the trip and you saw some really nice promotional videos for the country or a nice flyer or poster. Very often these videos for promotion of a country or the flyers will contain images of dancers or of people dancing. So why do you think that is? Why do you think that a country would choose dance to represent who they are to themselves and to represent who they are to other people? And those are the questions that we're going to really be digging in deeper with in this module. We're also going to be thinking about how moving bodies help identify a people or a culture or a nation. We started thinking about this a little bit in our reflection paper 1, where we examined someone's walk and then we compared it to our walk and made these connections between our cultural background and the way that we move. So for some of us, it was very clear and very strong connection. For others, perhaps it wasn't as clear or strong, but regardless, we are now in that mindset of connecting the moving body with our cultural background. And this module is furthering that discussion. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be looking at dances from 3 specific cultures. We will be looking at hula dance from Hawaii. We will also be looking at Korean masked dance and drama from Korea and Haitian folk dance from Haiti. The reason we chose these 3 dances were because, well, first of all, the bodies move very differently within these specific styles. So it's really interesting to see how different stories are told in different ways, but all through the common use of the body. We are also want to consider, as we look at these 3 dances, the way that the body is used for storytelling. Think about the way the music is used. Is it percussive? Are they stringed instruments? And how does that affect the way the bodies move? All of these are questions to notice or things to notice as we view the dances. If you recall from Janice's last video lecture, she reminded us that while our course may be structured and categorized in different dance styles, these dances don't always stay within those nice categories. So oftentimes a ritual dance can also be a folk dance, and that's something that we're going to be experiencing in this module as well. So for example, hula is very much related to a rich cultural and ritual history. At the same time, hula is also staged, and so it can be used for entertainment. Hula is also a way for indigenous Hawaiians to express themselves. So as you can tell, hula can transverse a whole bunch of different categories. And so these are also really important things to keep in mind as you not only continue with this module, but throughout the course of the semester. It's going to be another way to begin to think about how in the future we might be using this information. So for instance, we have an assignment that will come up later where we will be able to choose a dance that we would like to look at and view. And so this is kind of like a preparation for that. I think another thing to think about and is really interesting is how we can all relate to different dances that come from different countries. So remember that just because a dance may be from a specific culture or a specific ethnicity, it doesn't always mean that only those people can dance those dances. So remember that different people, whether they're from that culture or that ethnicity or that nation or not, can always have the opportunity to learn these dances. So they don't always stay stuck in one culture or one ethnicity is what I'm trying to say. So this concludes our video lecture for folk and national dances. I hope that you have fun exploring this module. And I also want to remind you, as always, if you ever have any questions or concerns, you can always email me or email Janice, and we'll be happy to talk to you further about it. Thank you, and have a great day.